The supernatural romance, The Time That Remains, begins like a mystery thriller. An old woman shot in her home, a bizarre double murder, and a strange man who never seems to age. By the end, it becomes a love story that defies time. The movie opens with 88-year-old Lilia getting shot during a home invasion. As she is rushed to the hospital, the cops discover that the robbers who attacked her were later found brutally slaughtered, like something ripped them apart. Inspector Angwa immediately notices the crime scene looks familiar. The wounds match the same supernatural case that killed his father decades earlier. Inside the hospital, we meet Matthias, the man who brought Lilia in. Isabel, the nurse, assumes he is her son, but Lilia corrects her. He is her boyfriend. Matthias doesn't just look young, he is young, the same as he was in photos from the 40s, the 60s, even the 80s. And soon we learn why. Through flashbacks, Lilia recounts her childhood in Baguio during World War II. She tells Isabel that she once had a cat that wasn't really a cat. One night, it transformed into a man named Matthias. Turns out he is a shape-shifting vampire cursed with eternal life. Lilia fell in love with him as a young woman, and their forbidden romance became the defining story of her entire existence. Lilia's life after the war is filled with horror. She's assaulted by local boys who call her a witch. Her mother takes her own life, and her whole village turns on her. Matthias avenges her by killing everyone who hurt her, showing just how far his love and his darkness can go. Everything Lilia insists, Matthias isn't a monster, he's just a soul who loved her too much. As time passes, they build a life together, quietly on the fringes of society. Matthias can only come out at night, so Lilia runs her cafe by day and helps him survive by getting blood bags from his vampire friend Amy. But the more she ages and he stays the same, the harder it becomes. He wants her to let him turn her so they can be together forever, but she keeps saying no. We eventually learn Matthias's full backstory. He was once a warrior named Dulag in the 1500s, bitten by a monster during a war against Spanish invaders. The creature forced immortality on him, cursing him to live in darkness and hunger forever. For centuries, he searched for someone to see past the monster until Lilia did. By the 1970s, Matthias starts losing control of his thirst and accidentally kills Inspector Angwa's father. That one act sets up the present-day investigation as Angwa spends his entire life hunting the ageless man who destroyed his family. Meanwhile, Lilia's life keeps spiraling. She marries an abusive man in the 70s and Matthias eventually kills him too. Despite all the tragedy, she and Matthias still find brief moments of peace. They live quietly, run a small cafe, and find a balance between love and darkness. Time eventually catches up to her, even if it never does to him. Back in the present, Lilia is dying. Matthias begs her to let him turn her, to make her immortal so they never have to part. But she refuses, saying she's already had the gift of eternity through their love. He holds her in his arms as she takes her last breath, utterly heartbroken but understanding that this is her choice. When the police raid the house right after, Matthias doesn't run. Instead, as the sun rises, he walks outside and lets the daylight consume him. The scene plays out like a tragic confession. He'd rather die with her memory than live another lifetime without her. The final montage shows their happiest moments: laughter, dancing, warmth, all the stolen nights that defined their centuries-long love. When he fades, only his necklace remains, which Angwa later keeps. It's a quiet symbol that even he, the man who hunted Matthias for decades, came to understand that what he witnessed wasn't just evil, it was love stretched beyond reason. Isabel ends the film narrating that she still doesn't know if Lilia's story was true, but it changed her. She decides to leave for Canada, inspired by Lilia's belief that love in any form is the only thing that outlives us. The last flashback ties it all together. Lilia once told Matthias she didn't need eternal life because he'd already given her the greatest gift: love. The ending shows that even though both of them die, their connection transcends everything, turning The Time That Remains into a haunting reflection on how love, when it's real, never ends. It simply changes form.